What many consider the most amazing functions of sleep, cognitive functions of sleep, can be summed up in two important words: memory consolidation. Now, that may sound a bit anticlimactic, but wait until you hear what all this process entails. Memory consolidation is a complex, multi-step process. In order to create a memory, something must change in the brain, and this is not a singular event. Rather, new memories undergo a series of changes over hours, days, weeks, and even months. During this time, meaning is extracted and insights are realized. The new memories are integrated with other memories and made permanent. In other words, this helps to move some short-term memories into long-term memories. Additionally, some memory pathways are weakened and eliminated if they are less essential, not being used. This is another important part of memory consolidation called pruning. So it appears we sleep both to remember and to forget. Impressive evidence that sleep plays an important role in memory consolidation has been accumulating over many different lines of research. First, sleep deprivation effects. Memory consolidation is diminished by sleep deprivation. The classic study was done way back in 1924 by Jenkins and Dallenbach. Their participants learned new information, after which half were kept up all night, while the others were allowed to sleep. The participants who were allowed to sleep showed significant higher memory for the new information compared to their counterparts. The participants who were allowed to sleep showed significant higher memory for the new information compared to their counterparts. Many studies have replicated these findings. Critics of this approach point out that we sometimes get sleepy for reasons other than the brain and mind. For instance, we get sleepy when we overeat and when we are bored. So memory consolidation cannot be the sole function of sleep. Another critique is that the memory deficits could be from a disruption of circadian rhythms rather than sleep itself. Although it is true that we cannot precisely tease sleep deprivation and circadian rhythm disruption apart, the attempts are in the direction of the memory consolidation hypothesis. 2. Post-learning changes in the brain. Newly learned information and/or tasks are related to more delta waves during subsequent N3 and more sleep spindles in subsequent N2. And both of these delta waves and sleep spindles have been found to be related to increased memory consolidation. The main critique of these studies is that we cannot assume that the newly learned information or task is the only thing that happened to a participant over the study day. This argument is weakened substantially, however, with more recent studies using control groups and random assignment. Number 3, enhanced sleep spindles facilitate memory. In 2016, Lestenberger and his colleagues used direct transcranial current stimulation to test the hypothesis that sleep spindles are involved in motor memory. They were the first researchers to use this technology to exclusively target sleep spindles. All of their participants learned new motor tasks while awake and then slept through the night in the lab. But half of the participants received stimulation coinciding with N2 sleep spindles, and this stimulation enhanced their natural sleep spindles. The other half of the placebo control group were hooked up to the equipment but received no brain stimulation. Participants who experienced enhanced spindles showed clear improvement in their motor memory task the next day, while the placebo group showed no change. 4. New information is replayed, so rehearsed, right, during sleep. Replay studies comprise a particularly interesting line of research involving current brain scan technology. First, scans capture the neural patterns in the brain while participants learn new information. Then their neural patterns are observed during sleep. The patterns observed during learning are often replayed in the brain during sleep. We are not actually able to introduce new information into memory while sleeping. Too bad, huh? But we can and often do rehearse information that we newly learned while awake, strengthening and expanding those neural networks. Pretty cool, huh? Number 5, some memories are pruned during sleep. So many studies now evidence the pruning of neural synapses during sleep, in that less essential neural pathways are eliminated, those that are not being used, in other words. In conclusion, it is clear that sleep enhances memory consolidation. Every stage of sleep has been implicated in some way, with the exception of N1. Even REM sleep and dreaming, but that will not be covered until our next lecture. Well, the methodologies, again, each have their weaknesses. The results converge across many studies using these diverse methodologies. In our last segment of this lecture, we will further break these functions down by stage 2 and stage 3, N2 and N3.